It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang. See, a lot of y'all are asking the wrong question. If you haven't seen yet, a lot of major U.S. companies are starting to lay off people. Now, my question is, where's the safety net? What are these people to do once they lose their jobs? And for everybody thinking that this is not going to affect them, let me tell you this. It could be you. Nobody is safe right now. Nobody's job is safe from getting laid off. I don't care the amount of time you've been on your job. I don't care the amount of education you have. Nobody is safe. So instead of judging people for not having the right education, for not choosing the right job, let's start putting out resources and helping everybody that is getting laid off, okay? But y'all be safe out there. It's getting weird. See, a lot of y'all are asking the wrong question.
She ain't lying. Like, those are not safety nets. Having an education is not a safety net. You gotta be a skilled worker. A skilled worker will keep a job. Just having an education is not going to keep a job. You're expendable. There's 100 people that can write a resume to fit the job. In fact, after they go through that 100, there's 100 more. So becoming a skilled worker, people make it seem like it's a dead thing. College degrees are almost pointless at this point. They're not pointless, but they feel like it.
GM just shut down its innovation center. Hundreds of Georgia jobs gone. I took notes. Let's talk about it. General Motors just confirmed it's closing its Roswell-based innovation center, and more than 300 employees are losing their jobs by the end of the year. The center originally opened in 2013 as a part of a $26 million investment to bring over 1,000 high-tech jobs to Georgia, but it's now shutting its doors as GM redefines its site strategy. Translation: they're consolidating, moving technical teams into a few central hub locations for what they call better collaboration. About 325 jobs will be cut, while others may go remote or relocate to other facilities. GM says some workers with specialized skills could be transferred, but not everyone will get that offer. All affected employees are being offered severance, but still, this marks the end of a big tech era promise in Georgia that once symbolized innovation and job growth. Closures like these are becoming common. We're going to see more of them. Of course, this is due to automation and AI. Um, I I have more to say, but I signed an NDA on an AI project, so I've pretty much said all I could say on my page about this. But let me know what y'all think. Fair or foul? Put it in the comments. Oh, and I forgot to tell y'all, UPS year to date has laid off 48,000 workers. Their goal for the year was 20,000. So I'm not sure how they're getting away with this extra 28,000, but that's what they're doing. Now, mind you, they just announced 1.3 billion in profits. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, fair or foul? Put it in the comments.
We need to start talking about universal.
Well, first of all, UPS workers. I mean, UPS works the hell out of they. Man, have you ever seen a UPS driver on your street at 10 o'clock at night? He like, man, I'm trying to get these last few boxes out. I'd be like, damn, I done seen a UPS worker quit on the spot, and I seen two other UPS trucks pull up next to him, and they tossing the boxes into the other truck so they could split the work. And so those two people who thought they was gonna get off early now have to take on somebody else's load because they worked the dog crap out of you. But again, anybody can drive a truck and throw a box. Amazon, same thing. Them Amazon trucks about to be parked. But even the Amazon trucks, you got regular people using their personal vehicles to deliver Amazon. Amazon's business model is, hell, I'll just pay these people to use their personal vehicles, and those personal people become contractors. Those personal people, they don't make as much as an Amazon employee, but they can make just as much, and they can use it as tax write-offs on their taxes. They can use their personal vehicle, and they can, so think about it like that. If you got a gas efficient vehicle, you can do that, and you can make write-offs, and those write-offs come in handy.
Basic income and quickly, because let's just go through a couple of numbers that I gathered today. You've probably seen that Amazon has laid off somewhere between 14,000 and 30,000 corporate employees today. 14,000 is what Amazon is saying publicly. 30,000 is what people that I know and what I'm seeing that are connected to Amazon are posting. Do with that what you will. So there's that. On top of that, there are currently, I should say, 670,000 furloughed federal workers. Earlier this year, UPS let go of 34,000 workers. This year alone, there has been 112,732,000 tech workers that have been let go. And then with the Doge cuts, so 71,981 people were straight up fired, and then 181,520 just left on their own. And what actually really scared me today is that while, Amazon is letting go of up to 30,000 workers, there is a tech summit that is happening probably somewhere in California that TechNet is putting together. TechNet is, they're a huge media company. They're like my source when I want to know what's going on with tech, what is going on in the AI spaces. And they had a panel today with some venture capitalists. And they have started talking about, they're not calling it a universal basic income, but they're talking about that idea in broad strokes. And that actually really scares me, because those people hate the idea of something like a universal basic income, but they also know that they are about to ruin billions of people's lives. And I think it's important for us to get on top of that conversation before they do, because I don't want the people that are causing the mass layoffs, causing the breadlines, causing people to starve to death. I don't want those people dictating how we redistribute wealth and social and economic capital, because I don't trust them, and neither should you. So anyway, I think we should, start having that conversation.
You know what's crazy? So there have been whispers, rumblings, and grumblings about a potential layoff where I work. You know what? Here's actually what I'm going to say. Here's exactly what I'm going to say is I had 2 hummingbirds shake ass in my face, and that's supposed to be good luck. So it's not feeling like hummingbird luck right now. Anyways, no, we're going to have a really, really good time. We're going to listen to music.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I might be laid off tomorrow. So we're making ourselves a little whimsical beverage. Something to help us just absolutely knock out this evening in a healthy way, right? God, this fridge lighting, honestly, I can't really get over it. It's so good. Dirty pop. Sick and tired of hearing it all. Anyways, let's go. Oh my God, I'm gonna use one of my new glasses. It's a butter croissant. If you don't know me, if you actually know nothing about me and we're not even friends, then you don't know that I love butter croissants. I have a jelly cat. Its name is Butters, after Winnie. Relax. He's literally not doing anything. He's just laying down. 5, 6, 7, 8. When will you realize? When will you?
Well, she's stressed out, about to be laid out.
Hi, I posted a video yesterday saying that I could potentially be laid off today. I don't typically talk about my job on here, but I do have some things that I just kind of want to get off my chest. I was not laid off. I was not impacted by the layoffs, and for that I am grateful, but I also have a lot of other feelings. It's a really uneasy feeling. This is also the 3rd time that this has happened during my time at the company that I do have a job at, that I work for. You'd think I'd be used to it at this point because it's happened the same exact way every single time, but it doesn't get any easier. It's as if one person tells one person and is told that they can tell 1 to 5 only by word of mouth. And then it's a game of telephone, and everyone is just thinking different things, that there's a different number of people being laid off, a different way of communication that it's going to happen. You never know what day it's going to happen. Is it going to happen on this day? Is it going to happen on that day? Or is it over? Am I in the clear? Are you in the clear? Or you're still online? Does that mean that you're what? It is such an uneasy feeling. Some of the people too that get laid off are just like, what? They were kicking ass. It doesn't make sense. And so it's not just one. You have no idea what the criteria is that goes into it. It seems as though they're just using an app similar to what an influencer would use to pick a random giveaway winner. And so I would just like to say, for those that were impacted, I and anyone that was not is absolutely no better than you, right? You are no less than. It's not a reflection of your worth or you at all. Most likely, probably, allegedly, just a business, from a business perspective, because, for example, I am in an unapproved location. I have to resign at the end of the year. I actually, as of right now, I don't have a job come 2026. So I was like, I'm for sure getting laid off, because why would they keep me if I'm doing that anyways? But a resignation doesn't offer severance, and a layoff does. 1 + 1. Right, that's 2. How I was approaching this was similar to that of a breakup, right? So people, after you go through a breakup, some people are like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, are you doing okay? Oh my God, this must be so difficult for you. Or there's the people that are like, oh my gosh, are you okay? But also, congratulations. I chose to look at it as the latter, because maybe something like this had to happen where it was so abrupt. And granted, yeah, it is extremely shitty right now, but maybe that something else could lead to, something even better. And it's probably where you're supposed to be, and you'll actually have, security, and you'll feel better there, safe, valued, and love.
When she says she's about to be laid off because she's not working in an approved location, I want to kind of explain that. During COVID, we went virtual, and a lot of people went to work in other states. I even worked in a different state for a month or two, just to get out the house, pretty much. I had a friend that went to work in Mexico. We doing the same job, but she took us computer stuff to Mexico. Now, the issue that started to arise was that these people are working in a different state. So now HR has to create a separate W-2 or pay taxes because they're putting workers in other states, and that was causing some sort of rift between the companies. So there's look, you either got to come back to Oklahoma or you can't work here, and that's kind of what happened. So that's probably what happened to her. What she means by unapproved location, they're not gonna open up a whole new tax thing for this one employee, and because she's a virtual worker. So, and it was probably a good job, and she was like, hey, I can move to if you was working in New York and you was making a New York income, and you could be like, man, I could keep my income and move to Texas, and where it's cheaper. Well, Texas ain't that. I mean, Texas is cheaper. Everything cheaper than New York. But same thing. Or I can move to where my family is in Idaho or Mississippi or wherever you want to go, where it's cheaper, and still make that New York income, and she could live the lifestyle that she wants instead of paycheck to paycheck. So a lot of people did that. What I don't know about Kratom. I don't know.
UPS laid off 48,000 workers this year after clocking a net income of almost $6 billion last year, which is more proof that if you work hard in America, you don't get ahead. You just make a lot of money for some rich shareholders, and then you get fired. UPS laid off 48,000 workers this year after clocking a net income of almost $6 billion last year, which is more proof that if you work hard in America, you don't get ahead. You just make a lot of money for some rich shareholders, and then you get fired. UPS laid off 48,000 workers this year after clocking a net income.
I was laid off by Amazon. I was one of the 14,000 employees that were affected today. They sent out an email at 5 a.m. Seattle time. I think so that people don't have to go to the office if they are laid off. I'm still processing what that just happened. I guess I didn't have a lot of time to prepare for what to think, what to feel if that actually happens to me. I will have 90 days to find a job within Amazon, and then after that, if I don't find a job, I will have some severance package, which will last for a few more months. So that's not bad. Yeah, if you want to follow through to see what's happening with me, click the follow button.
Yeah, get your financial houses in order. Because listen, I worked in corporate America 41 years. I've been laid off, reassigned, relocated, demoted, reorganized, all that stuff. And there's some things that are pretty common in corporate America, right? So right now you see the big companies like Amazon and UPS announcing layoffs, and Microsoft and a few others. Okay, the next wave is the smaller companies. They're not small like a mom and pop store. They're just smaller than Fortune 10, Fortune 50, like they're Fortune 500 or Fortune 1000. But they employ a lot of people, and layoffs are like dance fads. They just get popular all of a sudden. And companies, these smaller companies will be like, listen, these big companies take the hit in the media, we can start laying off people too. Because what happens is companies can make their books look better by the end of the year if they get rid of salaries and benefits. And then that prepares them for a first quarter. And they think, well, if we could start fast in the first quarter, we can get a lot of things. We can get our money to look good and blah, blah, blah. And then in January, they'll be like, oh, you know what? We didn't get out to the good start that we thought. They start laying off again in February. So if you are in corporate America right now, I am just saying, get your financial house in order, because the big companies are the first wave, the medium companies are the second wave, and smaller companies are the third wave. And we're still in that first wave and it's not finished. And unfortunately, as an employee, you don't have any control over that. You don't. I mean, there's a little bit of things you could do. You can be a good employee and be productive and all this kind of stuff, get good reviews. But a lot of times, it won't even matter. They're just cutting numbers, and your name is just one of those numbers. So get your house in order, because as people on these apps are saying right now, Americans are closer to being on Snap than they are to being a billionaire, right? We're closer to being on Snap. Right? It used to be people were 2 or 3 paychecks away, and now it's like 2.5 paychecks or 2 paychecks. So, yeah, maybe there is a storm coming. Wall Street and the White House doesn't matter, because those companies make money regardless, because the institutional investors will see to it, right? Will see to it, but they don't see to the employees. They will cheer. You see Amazon stock and those stocks of those companies, when they announce layoffs, their stock go up, because the investors are happy that they're getting rid of salaries and benefits. So I think we're in for a bumpy ride, and I think this is the first wave. So do what you can to make sure you're prepared for the second and third wave, because that's when it hits most Americans.
Boy, y'all better take y'all savings and buy stock. Don't go buy groceries. you gonna eat them groceries, and groceries gonna be gone. You better go buy you some stock and wait for that wave to hit. Then cash out, then go buy some groceries.
Some women can start working in as 1 week.